Okay. Alright, welcome everyone. Good morning. Ewok Templar, Diablo 4. I managed to wake up. I got good sleep. And now I'm powered by Pepsi and root beers. Come to bring you the horror that no one asked for. The grinding of Diablo 4. Again, this time early. This time I'm gonna try to go till noon. I got more soda in my, what do you call these things, tumblers? I was about to say adult thermos, but I guess all thermoses are ageless, so I don't know why my brain went adult thermos, but it did. Maybe like a thermos, but not for soups, you know? That's always interesting how that's just universally accepted, that like whoever invented the thermos was like, yeah, this is for a drink that's either cold or hot and or soup. I'm like, okay. Who could you also put a stew, a thick and hearty stew in there? I'm sure you could. I got System of Down in the eardrums right now. What is this? What is he doing? You see him hopping mad in that doorway? I'm running low on cough drops, so I'm gonna have to save the last ones I have for tonight. So if I see more phlegmy, or if I have to stop because of dryness of the mouth more often. It's a very dry house. It's a very arid house. I don't know how else to describe it. I could have gotten water now that I think about it, which I might do later on. Seeing as we're not slaves to big timers now. We have 30-minute stints with my powders and my juices. I should go check that actually. I need more. And I don't know if they changed the amount of materials they require to make more. Hopefully not. Hopefully y'all are having a good morning. I know I am. Ewok Templar, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. It's integral to the plot. The story won't make any sense if you don't know who I am. I try to tell my story not from, what's it called? When it takes you a while to learn the main character's name. It starts off with like a hard opening, I guess, where you're just in the middle of the action or in the middle of the story. They don't have time to narrate themselves in. You have to find out through progression. I'm sure that has a name. Oh my god, what? Everything is vomitosing fire. Okay. You got the hardcore fire ghost. I guess it's part of the whole Lord of Hatred thing. Weird how the Vessel of Hatred was the first DLC, but then the second one that's coming out is the Lord of Hatred. Like, he's like... there's an entire DLC that, like, preordains the next DLC. So Mephisto's just coming back, I guess. It also is releasing for $40. I'm like, man... Each DLC default price is gonna be $40. Which, I mean, I guess that's what MMOs do, but other than me, is there still a big Diablo 4 population? Because I go to the main town now, and I don't run into anyone. It's kind of crazy. We'll go back to town right now. Not right now, but right after this. We'll have a nice warm-up round. Although I am digging the number of enemies, because that's what I need. Even though they changed the way Nightmare Keys operate, it might not matter at all if they keep the enemy density this high. This is really nice. Because the way Diablo 4 is set up, oh man, I forgot to look up how much XP these little freak trials are actually worth. I know last time I looked, it was like, the numbers game is your ally.
Here. Something for your trouble.
Getting a bunch of kills is better than killing like one world boss. So this is actually working out very well. If I had to guess, we're about 2.5 to 3 hours away from actually reaching level 261, which is gonna be awesome. Why is this song so quiet? I'll go to the next one. It was not audio mixed well, apparently. Yeah. I thought about having the camera off for this, because I was like, oh man, it's morning. I'm gonna be having the same shirt on I had last night. I wonder if people can like, can they smell my morning breath through the camera? Can they feel the grogginess? I washed my face. So I got rid of that. I don't even know what to describe it. What is it called when you have like this layer of morning dust? I don't even know what to describe it. This human gunk that you develop as you sleep on your face. I literally have human entropy and atrophy just oozing out of my face that I need to scrape off in the morning. I need to take off my... It's like my body naturally builds a protective layer while you sleep from the deadly rays of the universe. Who the hell is Polaris Os? The AUS at the end makes it look like there's like multiple bands named Polaris, but this is the Australian branch. Polaris Os. Is that true? Because that'd be crazy. We have a bunch of bands in different countries saying, alright, well, we're all the same band, but we all have to represent our country separately. We have to release albums separately. But they'll be about the same story. Like, that'd be pretty crazy. But I'd be down. I'd be down for that experiment. A super group, literally an international conglomerate of bands to make one super band that all perform separately, but at the same time. We play our music all at the same time across the world, building some sort of weird Madam Web of music. If I go through that portal, will it be the furthest I've ever been from home? Another thing about mornings that came up to me in my mind, Butter, this morning. What's up with toasters? Like, let's put aside for now that someone saw bread and said, let's cook it again. And it was actually a good idea. Let's put that aside for now. I want to focus on the toaster itself and the levels of toasting ability. Because, like, yeah, you have 0, right? To where, like, just for a few seconds, it warms your bread up just a little bit, makes it a little bit warmer. And then you have it, like, you either have a dial or a lever to set it all the way to 10, which is like murder your toast mode. And I'm just curious, do you know anyone who does that, who has that in that setting? Oh, demons. Because I've heard of well done steaks, and it's like, when I was a little kid, when I was a little ninja, that's the way I liked them. Because I didn't know any better. And not to mention, I was a fan of mixing ketchup and steak sauce together to make the ultimate tangy yet sweet dipping sauce for your meat, for your all gray, well-cooked meat. I liked it, because, like, I don't know. I still kind of do, but I never asked for it anymore, because it's not like, because the others, just having a medium rare, it's just better, in my opinion. It's just way better. And remember, like 90% of the time, it's the bottom left when you do these multi-teleporter dungeons. When you make it to the end. But if you're doing a run like I'm doing, instead of burning a bunch of keys... Well, this must be a different version. Oh, this is an ad. Okay. Skip that. I heard rock music and I was like, I saw the name of the song and the band. And I was like, I don't remember this intro. And I realized there's an oddly rock and roll commercial for something else in the front of my metal song, tricking me and confusing me. But okay, so people like well done steaks, right? Are there people out there that like charcoal black toast? Because I've tasted burnt toast before, and it literally just tastes like ash. It tastes like... You know what I mean? You ever accidentally got some of the burnt up charcoal on your hands and you tasted it from like a grill? That's what it tastes like. It tastes like burning. And not even like hot burning, like just burnt. It tastes like burnt. But are there people that like that? Because I never met them. No one's ever announced to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people will tell you all the time, yeah, I like it well done. That's just the way I like it. That's the way I like it. I don't trust that pinkness. That's how you get sick. Like, they have all these ideas and theories about why well done is the way to go. And these guys are raving lunatics, you know what I mean? They'll get something lean, too. Like, the fattiest thing they'll get is a New York strip. And the rest of the time, they're just getting, like, sirloin and just burning the bejesus out of it. Going, yeah, that's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. And they announce themselves. They're not ashamed. But, you know, I've never met someone who, like, walked out of the woodworks from, like, the swamps. Or the jungle. Or the forest. Or the mountains. Like, any, like, giant wilderness of nothingness. A wanderer never came out of the works and was like, hey guys, I hear tell you guys like well done steaks. You think that's unique and different? I like to turn the toaster up to 10 and make sure that my toast is blacker than a moonless prairie night. No, I never met that guy, and now I'm curious. Why did the toasters go that high? Like, even if you're making a toaster strudel, it doesn't need to be that hot. Or in there that long. And those things, you're putting them in basically frozen. You're cooking from frozen. A beautiful technology invented by man. Who invented the toaster strudel, right? Actually, you know what would be more impressive and more important, more pertinent knowledge? Who invented cook from frozen? Who said, you know what, we gotta design this to where we start cooking even when it's still frozen? Like, we just take it out of the freezer and dump it into the fire, and we're good to go. Let us find out. And there's different levels, man. There's different levels, because even like black coffee I can respect. I've had it every now and then. You know, just give me coffee black. Tastes like bitter. But you know what? It's warm, and the bitterness and the warmness is really helping me wake up. The caffeine is like a super luxury. It's like the icing on top. Now, do I add, like, sometimes with black coffee, sometimes I rarely have it straight, but sometimes I just like to add sugar to it. Just make it a little sweet. A little sweet. I don't like it super hot, though. You know what I mean? I don't like it like you got there 6 in the morning at the McDonald's and you got the black coffees. Like, that is freaking hot. Why is it so hot? I don't remember. Does it need to be that hot to brew properly? I never looked it up. I don't know. I don't have coffee knowledge. But why does it have to be you could turn into Two-Face from Batman hot? Like, if you're not careful. How come it can't just be regular? How come it's gotta be scalding? Scalding, this belongs in a chemical lab so that you can protect yourself from the temperature using proper, like, $100 glassware and tongs in order to keep you safe from the temperature we have made this coffee. People sue companies for hot coffee, even though, like, all the coffee cups say, like, hot. But then every now and then, even the stores mess up and make it hotter than that retarded level of hotness that they already made it. So, like, people, the jury's like, yeah, they deserve money, because you made it...
My brother died.
You made it way too hot. It's already hot, and you made it, like... You handed them the paper cup, and it was on fire, which I thought was impossible, because you can't set the water on fire, so... The rule of science would stop that from happening, but it was literally on fire. In fact, you didn't hand him coffee, you handed him a cup of plasma. You handed him a cup of black plasma and said, good luck. And then when it burst to flames in their hands and they started screaming, you said, careful, it's hot. Like, I feel like there should have been... There's gotta be a middle ground, guys. I mean, we're just setting people on fire. At this point... But my point is, I've met people who like black coffee all the time, and I've met people who like well-done steaks. I've never met anyone who stopped and announced. They were like, hey, make sure that toast tastes like the inside of a fireplace, because that's the way I like it. I've never met that guy. I want to meet him, though. I need to get their perspective on things. Like, how crazy are these guys? Because, like, the only person I can imagine, like, it had to be, like, a Civil War reenactor who makes his own hardtack at home, you know what I mean? It has to be that guy. And you know, if he likes the black toast, he also likes the black coffee and the well-done steak. I can't imagine him not having them all at the same time for breakfast. Alright, got my well-done steak, got my black coffee, set to plasma hot, and I got my toast that tastes like I burned down a forest, and I ripped off a piece of bark. Ah, this is a good breakfast. I gotta meet that guy. I never met that guy. I met all the other guys. I never met the burnt toast, Tookus black toast guy. Never met him. I want to, though. I wish I could learn from him. I don't want his toast, though. That's another thing. I could sit down right now and have a well-done steak and some black coffee. I could not willingly be like, hey, give me that black toast. If someone came to me with a plate of pitch black toast and was like, hey, do you want this? I was gonna throw it away. I'd be like, throw it away, it's ruined. What do you mean? I don't, like, I never saw carbon fiber and said I need to take a bite out of that. That's never happened to me. It's on the table. But I have no desire. I have no, no, there's nothing. There's no part of me that says, you know what we need, though? The black toast. Pitch black. I've had well done toast. I've had toast where it's like starting to turn black. And some reason, sometimes I like it. You get some butter on it. It melts faster. It gets all nice and toastery and buttery faster because it's so hot. You know? But I prefer a nice brown toast. I don't know. I like a brown and a golden brown toast with some butter. If I'm more extravagant, maybe I have a little bit of honey to add on top after I butter it. Get the honey butter toast. Now we're thinking like thick people. We're thinking like fat people who need a little bit more for them from their breakfast. Maybe even maple syrup. I don't know. Now I'm getting, I don't know. I feel like I'm digressing a little bit, but I think I made my point. Name me a person. Is it your grandfather? It has to be a they're always a grandfather. There's never a young person. I've never met a child who I never saw a child and said, this child right here, he likes his toast black, you know? I don't think that's something you could defer just from looking at a small boy. But from an old man, there's certain ones that look like, you know what I'm talking about, you've seen them. They don't talk a lot, but when they do, it's like cowboy talk. And also, doesn't matter what race they are, they look like a well-worn baseball glove. You know what I mean? He might like black toast.
How can I help?
That's all I'm saying.
You need the forge.
Oh, hold on. We're actually coming here for a reason. I wanted to stop off. I wanted to prove my point. I don't know what server I'm on. Freaking United States Midwest, United States Middle Central server, if I had to guess, because it would probably put you in the server you're closest to, right? Middle America, super duper, mega awesome duper server. But just for record's sake, like, it's 9:30 in the morning, and I remember back in the day you'd meet like 10 or 12 people here, and look at this. Look how empty it is. I have the run of the entire town. I'm just hanging out. There's no one here. Everyone's dead or missing. I wonder, it could be this. It could be that whoever buys DLC is on plays on a different server. I wonder if that's a thing. Since I have none of the DLCs, am I the odd man out? Hold on, let's go to social, see. No one nearby. They're not even like, I didn't even run into them, and they're just off screen. All of them are just ghosts. Ghosts of the algorithm. What the hell is this? Oh, it's a commercial. No, Hulu, leave me alone. Oh, was that a demon? I thought that was a deer. Ooh, no. Oddly enough, with all my tastes in music, all the things I like, I actually don't have any interest in Red Hot Chili Peppers. There's something about their sound and tone. I'm just like... They sound so calm and content. They sound like they like themselves way too much. Every time I hear the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I'm like, we get it, you're from California and liked it there. Stop telling us about it. Shh. Shushy. Music should be more than just a single feeling and a state. Which brings me to my next question. Is turkey a breakfast meat? I know they make turkey sausage, and people eat it for breakfast. But is it just there? You know what I mean? Like eggs, bacon, ham, I can see all that. Beef sort of just does what it wants, because it's beef. It's so powerful. So majestic. So based. All the way from like a nice steak to just freaking steak fingers being dipped in spicy gravy. Oh god, the dead spikes. You know what those spikes look like? The way they're colored and the way they're shaped with the bevels? They remind me of Scorponok's tail from Beast Wars. I don't know why that information was important for me to share right now, but I did. That's the way it is. But seriously, turkey? What do you think? Because it makes you sleepy, right? I guess if you had too much caffeine in the morning, you could balance out. I don't know. I don't know how that works. The chemical... Do you build a chemical rebalance? With enough coffee and enough turkey, are you like, oh, I'm so in the middle right now? Do people celebrate middleness? Guys, I am feeling so mild right now. I'm not activated by caffeine, nor am I sleepy from turkey. I'm in the middle. I am expertly middling right now. Like, does anyone do that? I am not on one side of the highway or the other. I am in the middle. I am at a moderate. I am a moderate at energy levels right now. And it's not so much do people do it. It's not that. I'm more curious about the people who do it and enjoy it. People over there celebrating, trying to be the most middle possible. Yeah, you seem pretty mild. You seem pretty middle, but you're not as middle as me, right? You know what I mean? People have middling competitions. Look at me. Look at me. I'm awake, but I don't feel like taking a nap. Not even a little bit. Like, people get competitive with it. Neither am I. Neither am I. I don't feel like I haven't taken a nap in 3 days. Like, I don't know. They get at it. Yeah, well, I'm 23. I don't even take naps. Like, haha. Like, no, you're too young. You're too young. You can't. You're in a different league of middling. You gotta play by your weight and by your age. Those are the leagues you're in for middling. Okay. Otherwise, it's unfair. It's like a weight limit in boxing. Okay, you can't just have a 6'9", 300-pound guy just tearing at a little barista person trying to hand out the scalding hot plasma to the people in the audience. You can't do that. That's just wrong. Can't you see the barista's trying to middle and you're over here boxing? What's wrong with you, man? Calm down.
Please, help us get out of here.
They're here! You ready?
The only way out of this is to fight.
Right, this one's a weird one. The cannibals seem to be taking their time. Where are you guys? Come on now. All the other enemies spawning like there was no tomorrow. Look at this. The cannibals are just trying to do a middling attack. Like, it's not sparse and it's not heavy as everyone else. I mean, they're here. It's starting to get a little heavier, but for the most part, they're middling. Cannibals like their toast black. I mean, they already eat people. And if you believe what you read,
Something for your trouble.
it tastes like less flavorful, more salty pork. Is what the... Like, I know it's a horrible thing to think about. We just had breakfast. I don't know why I'm going this route. You know what? Never mind. I feel rude just bringing it up. But still. Cannibals, toast, yay or nay? Oh yeah, that's right. We're doing things differently. No, we already did the 3 here. Let's get out of here. We gotta find a new spot to hustle. No, stream boo. Denied. I'm surprised you're here this early. You wake up early just to fail. I wish I could have a separate stream. There's a streams my stream preview or my chat, so you can see all the time Stream Boo shows up just to drop in. By the way, I'm selling bots, and then leaves. And it's like, I don't know how many times, like, they apparently can't read, so I don't even know how they type, or it must be just copy and paste the message. Whoever's the boss at Stream Boo must have it just on every single computer to where it's like on a post-it note, like, copy and paste this, because whoever's working over there can't read, because I've had several streams that are like, how to tell Stream Boo no. And they just don't even read the stream title. They just go click, paste. You need bots because you don't have viewers. I don't want your bots, Stream Boo. Okay. You'll have to pay me to use your bots and I'll promote them. Otherwise, it's never gonna happen. Unless you pay me to have bots, I'm not gonna have bots. No. I'm better at talking to myself anyway. I think I've proven that time and time again. Talking to fake people would probably annoy me more than just talking to myself. Like, I'm really good at it. I'm really good at talking to myself. I was alone for a long time, and then I had friends, and I was alone for a long time. And then those friends came back, and then we all got jobs, and I was alone for a long time. And then this whole side quest happened here these past couple of years. And it's like, I've never lost that skill. I developed it when I was super young. I was just alone in a room, writing my own stories, my own Lego men. We're going on wild Lego adventures just with me and me alone. The hell is this? Oh, it's this one down. I was like, alright, this sounds weird. I might have to stop just to amp up, just to refresh my sodas. My soda. Still trips me up that some people, not all people, it's gotta be only some, because I hear it very rarely. But like, West Coast people calling sodas fountain drinks, or Northerners calling sodas just Coke, just even though there's a soda called Coke, there's a flavor called Coke. It's like, how'd they land on that? How'd they land on, like, fountain drinks, as silly and as long-winded as it is, makes sense because it comes from the soda fountain. And they just decided, ignore the first word. Let's really emphasize that second one. The fountain part. And now we have to add a second word so that people know what we're talking about. Because fountain is actually not enough. We can't just be, hey, do you have any fountains? Like, because then people point at the water features outside. I need more words. I need to clunk up this sentence more. I'm trying to write an essay for college, and I need to make a word count. So somehow, through urban idiotics, we're gonna start calling it fountain drinks. Like, I have no idea. And Coke just sounds lazy. Coke just like, they're Cokes. Coca-Cola makes them, we don't have time to learn all the different words. And soda's already lazy enough. It's a 4-letter word. Soda. And the problem with fountain drinks is it should encompass all of the drinks that come out of soda fountains, which That's what's flawed with it. That's what's so flawed about it, is that soda fountains usually have other things like water and tea. And those aren't carbonated at all. So this is where you get into some confusion. What if you're like, man, I just want one of those. You have a real clunky, silly looking sentence on your hand. You'd be like, man, I could really go for like that lemonade fountain drink over there. Like, do people on the East Coast just get confused then? They go, what? That's not a soda. Lemonade soda? First of all, that sounds ridiculously sweet. Lemonade soda. The sugar from a properly made southern lemonade. Plus the sugar of a soda. Make this diabetes from a fountain. Watch as your capillaries in your eyes slowly start to burst. Okay. The red ghosts have returned, though. That's a good thing. We finally ran into some red ghosts. Also, the ghost looks so plain. You think he'd have some, like, tattered clothing with some skeletal, like, underneath exposed? No, these dudes just look like transparent people. They just look like the rogue enemies, bandits, but they're slightly less opaque and a singular color. Bottom line, I should just say it. The ghosts in Diablo 4 strongly disappoint me. All right, in design, in style. They feel like they've been shoehorned in. I was like, we need more enemies. Make some slightly opaque ghosts. Give them the Bone Lord guys we didn't use anywhere. We still need more. Make a different set of ghost guys, but make them green now instead of red. We didn't even tell you the first ones were red, I assume. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I know your line of thinking. And I knew as soon as I told you to make Ghost, and just use the human models but make them slightly opaque and red, that the red would naturally be there. The red was just part of the equation. Get off of me! I get it. You're a demon ghost that I can't attack and hurt. Ah, yes, this is a good time to watch. I like how now sometimes you're on the YouTube Music app. It won't even bring up the "Are you still listening?" Yes, it'll just pause. It'll just pause and stare at you. Even though it already started the video, so it's like it could have paused before the video started. So then you just get a little, like, a little burst of sound right at the beginning of BAM! And then it pauses. And it doesn't tell you why it paused, it just does it. What are you? Why are you like this? Why are you trying to adopt Nintendo's policies on consumers? I don't know. I find it curious. Cost of victory. Victory can defeat you. You're too used to winning. Makes you softer. And you know me. You know ET. Pray not for easier times. Pray to be stronger men. Is what I would say. Sorry, Lamb of God just came on and I don't remember this song. Ah. Beautiful bone men. Bone men and demons. I like this. I like this. Classic enemies. They go well together. They remind me of enemies you run into. Ooh, a Nightmare Dungeon key. Nice. But they remind me of enemies you run into in a decent boom shooter, like Project Warlock or Forgive Me, Father. Oh, okay. Scorponok's knives are here. Now even the bone bows get ghosts of themselves? This is really what the session's all about right here. Staring into the infinite madness. It is a proper grind sesh. Staying alive and kills, the main focus. The bread and butter to leveling up in D4. It's not even about big kills or completing dungeons. It's definitely not bosses and dungeons. It is just the sheer amount of kills. You go for the biggest amounts. All of them, just kill all of them. By the thousands, by the droves. In fact, I wish there was there were like reverse power-ups in the game that you could buy, kind of like the elixirs and the sands. Like you could craft them. Because I would definitely get the one that's like spawn more enemies. Because that'd probably be better than the XP boost ones. How many enemies are in there? Oh, times 10. Like just an entire armada. An entire army. All of High Charity's in there, and they're mad, and they're made of bones. Yeah, some of them are standing around with cups of coffee. Other ones are making toast pitch black for some reason. Bone men would toast black. Oh, would they? Because they're bone men. I could see it either way. I could see it to where they only eat just bread. Just the white, soft bread. Dipped in cold butter. They scrape it on there. Like an unfurnished biscuit. Or the complete opposite. Just black, charcoal tuchus. Toast. No butter. They add salt to it, that's it. They salt the burnt toast. And they're like, breakfast. They bite it, they don't chew, they just let it slide down their throat bones. And you see it fall out of their rib cage onto the ground. Salt and burnt crumbs scatter everywhere. Delicious, I'll have another. Damn it, bone men. Stop wasting the good bread. Nevers. I bought this bed from my bone job. You know we use the bones as money. Like, why do you keep saying that? That doesn't make any sense. How do you spend money that you're made of? Sorry, I'm getting... The morning up-downs are getting to me. I don't know why. I'm not a morning person. But I like getting up and starting early. Not super early. But like, I feel like there's less people in your way in the morning because they're either at their jobs or still waking up. So they're less like, feels less cumbersome to do work, to do like your busiest busy work in the morning. The thing that takes up the biggest chunk to get finished. There's a certain time period where I'm like, this is the time to knock this junk out. Like between 9 and noon is the time to where it's like, if you got some junk, you got some things to burn, this is the best grinding time. If you're playing video games and you need to grind, you have an off day, it's like the best to just do it early, because then like, whoever your friends are, they want to play co-op games and hang out and go out. It's usually in the afternoon, right? For the most part, for this crowd at least. I'm sure there's plenty of people who have off the same days, who go to brunch and are outside in the sunlight getting natural vitamin D and being healthy and all that. But from my crowd, my perspective, people I run into a lot, it's like, they have like 9 to 5s, you know what I mean? Or earlier, because they work at various locations. Some of them have like 4 to noon, 6 to 2, 6 to 4s. Like midday stuff, basically. Not so much afternoon stuff. Afternoon is when, like, if they're not free in the afternoons because they're closing, so it's either like it's gonna be later. It's gonna be 2 to 10s, 3 to 11s, 4 to midnights. I knew a couple of guys. At certain times, they'd have to do the 5 to 1. 5 to afternoon to 1 in the morning. Sometimes, like, some gas stations were like that. I had to give them rides a couple of times. A few times, actually. Ah, that's a lot of bone. That's what I like to see. More bone men, please. Honestly, if you could pick your enemies, that'd be cool too. That'd be a cool power-up. Like, I was talking about like negative power-ups that are actually helpful. Like the one where it spawns more enemies. They definitely could make one that spawns more elites for those who want it. Me, I would like another one to where, like, you fight only one particular enemy for a while. Like, for 1 hour, nothing but spiders. Like, I don't know what you call it. Like, cursed tomes or something, whatever you want to call the power-up, the consumable, whatever you want to name it. You read the cursed tome of Oops, all spiders. Like, that'd be my favorite one. I'd get that one all the time. I'd read two. If I could stack the tomes, that'd be even better. If I could read the Oops times 10 enemies and Oops all spiders. They don't all have to be titled Oops in the front, but I think that'd be amazing. Like the witches that make these cursed tomes are just like, oops, you read my evil book. Now all the bone men have muskets instead of bows. Like, that'd be amazing. Just have flintlocks and muskets and shooting you. Blunderbuss, they just shotgun you in the face as you round a corner. Boom. Oh man. If Diablo 4 added like ragdoll things, so where like you get your guy, they don't take a lot of damage, but they get knocked down. Now they have to get back up. Like they fly across the room as they enter. That'd be amazing. You open the door and there's just a skeleton guy with a shotgun. He just blasts you 10 feet backwards. Bah! And you're over there on the ground, he's there laughing at you. Ha ha ha. Ignorant Nephilim. Foolish to think I would not stick a bunch of rock salt into a blunderbuss and shoot at you as soon as you open my accursed door. You're getting up. Ah! Ah, what the hell? What the hell, man? Ah. Ah, this is not your typical morning. Then you have to introduce a bunch of new spells that shoot into a room before you even open a door. Oh man, that'd be kind of awesome. I just had an idea for another game. Alright, so we got Rainbow Six, but fantasy based. You got the Rogue, you got the Knight, you got the Wizard. I love it if you get like these stealth spells. Like crazy purple knockout gas, or like a fire spell like Breach Pad. Like you know how you can do like the magical runes on the ground and it makes like a mine on certain fantasy games. Makes like a magic mine. What if we could make magical rune breach pads? Stack up on the door. You just make Ghost, the Necromancer. They don't get the magical runes if you're a Necromancer. Instead, you get like the Demon Baby who's got like a belly full of Sifo. And you just strap the Demon Baby to the door. Ah, go. I want to explode, Daddy. And you're like... Ghost the Necromancer's like, shh, soon. Soon, my little exploding Nino, soon. I'd play that game. Damn, these guys are all cooked up. Okay. Kill switch engaged. Nice. Nice to do. Excuse me. You know me with your knowing hand. There's a metal band that's based off of Ned Flanders. I wonder if there's any more metal bands that are based on fictional characters. How come there's no all-metal Sherlock's Home band? Well, you think there'd definitely be at least one power metal band about Master Chief. But it's like, I guess it'd be sci-fi fantasy, because all your songs have to be about getting to the Ark and finding the index. Right? Run away! To find the index! Just... I'd be okay with it. I'd be down. I want to hear it. And it would be amazing if they release their albums. The album covers are like similar to like the game covers, and like so like it follows like the timelines of the games, and like all the songs like named after the levels, maybe even after achievements. I wanna be your daddy. Just come in. We could do it, man. We could do it right now. You and me. We could be finger popping some ivories. Writing some Halo metal songs, man. I just want to know why the worlds are in cages and how come when I release them they're still mad at me. I didn't put them in there. Why are they taking swipes at me? I don't know. Whatever. I care a little bit, not a lot. I'm care out of curiosity's sake. Otherwise, I'm just here to shoot them in the face with a bunch of lightning. No, I don't think finger popping some ivories is a terrible phrase. I think it's actually a nice combination of references. Make something new, something brand new. I like doing that for some reason. I like making references, English. References Inception. That's what I'll call it. I got bigger references, made 3 separate references that I baked into what I like to call a reference pie. And I serve it with whipped cream and raspberries. Oh, who's this? Notorious in white? No. Motionless in white. Okay. They have a pop rock sound to them, it seems. But it doesn't sound bad. Never heard of these guys. Honestly, it reminds me a little bit of a Gemma, but slightly slower paced. So it's not bad. Classic music video. My goth girlfriend's talking to other men, and I'm wearing guy liner, and problems are happening. It works, it's fine. It's tropey, but it works. I'm not mad at it. We have problems, right? Just say that. At this point. Relationships are difficult to navigate as a young person. Whoa. Bah, 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 bah. It's fine. It works. You know what I don't know why. This makes me think about the fact that I've had Taco Bell in a long time now. It's been at least a year. Love the chalupas. Things are expensive now, though. That's weird, right? You hear a random song you never heard before, and you're just like, I can go for some Taco Bell. Is this subliminal messages? Does Motionless in White have a deal with the bell? Are they just in the background? And I hate the way it makes me feel. Chalupa. Like, are they whispering it every now and then? You know what I mean? I'll look it up later. They have a song called My Little Chalupa. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're my little chalupa. I bet this one's a little on the nose, but I like it for some reason. New favorite song. Everyone should stop and listen to My Little Chalupa. It's a pretty good song. It will make you hungry, though. That's the one problem. It's the one downfall. You know that rule of don't go shopping while hungry. Don't go listening to Motionless in White while chalupa-less.
That pup I found is getting big. She'll make a fine hound. Plus, I can keep her if I train her right. I'll name her Fang. 15. Today, Fang killed a deer, thrice her size. We feasted. 17th. Fang won't stop challenging bears. Pa said she's a nut. Tried to put her down. He never keeps his promises. I'll hide her. Here in the lodge.
I'm just gonna say it. I think
it's in her blood. I'll show him when he's bigger.
I think get people that get mad at bands because they change over time are a little bit ignorant, just a little bit naive. Because I feel like that's supposed to happen because they grew up. Time changes everyone. If you like the old stuff, you gotta listen to the old stuff. But I feel like you have to understand humans are dynamic and they change and they evolve. And you should never be more proud of your past self than you are of your present self. And at least for me, I find it very true because I'll find things that I did the day before make me cringe, and I'm happy I'm not there anymore. Like, it doesn't even take long for me to feel like I've evolved as a person. It takes sometimes. There's been times when it feels like it took a single day. To where I was like, man, I'm way better than I was way back when. And I was like, that was yesterday you said all that craziness. And I was like, yeah, but I'm better now. So, I've evolved. I'm dynamic now. I've learned a lot over the course of the past 24 hours. I've changed. You know what your problem is? Y'all are stuck in the past and you haven't stopped to actually listen to Motionless in White. You don't get the incipient hunger for tacos that creeps up on you as you grow older. And I think it's showing. I think it's showing in a lot of you. Ice spices. YouTube, stop trying to sell me YouTube Premium, please. We get it, okay? It used to all be free. Banner ads used to pay your bills, but then you have to keep on hiring more and more people. Now you gotta make your investors happy, so now you need to be making more money, because now ads aren't enough. Now we need to sell YouTube Premium. Our streaming service. Our music service. Our fart service, our email service. Our 2 scoops in every box of cereal service. It's not my fault you divested way too much. Why are you punishing the consumer for your ignorance? Did Netflix ever make an offer to where pay us more money and we won't pause your video and ask if you're still watching? Is that like a thing? Because I know it's like a thing to where like you can pay less money if you now include ads. And I'm like, or big money. Wrap your mind around this one. I could just go to Amazon Prime, and they already have the ads on, and I already have the Prime because of all the stuff I keep on ordering over the years. And don't get me wrong, I was interested. Their live One Piece was okay, and Witcher, at least for the first 2 seasons, was pretty good. Then the 3rd season got really weird, where now all of a sudden it's all about Geralt just hanging out with the wizards, the story being told in a weird schism of, wow, look how sexy these wizards are, and nothing else. And it just got, I was like, what the hell's happening? Didn't you used to be killing monsters? Like, what is this? The thing about the video games is like, yeah, they had sex scenes, but they lasted like a couple of minutes compared to the hours upon days of hunting monsters. What is happening? Do you think the fans of the games is nothing but horny teenage males between the ages of 14 and 18? Like, there's a broader audience here, people. You should probably cater to them instead of alienating them for some weird Hollywood pseudo-knowledge bullshit. Rob Zombie's a weird one. He's good, but it's still weird, because, like, it used to be just music I'd have on while playing my video games, and I liked it. It's Rob Zombie. He's got some songs that They got a nice groove to them. I don't know how to describe it. But now, every time I hear them, I just see Blade. I just see Blade slaying vampires like crazy. Sorry about me, I didn't mean to ignore you. I'm half in the zone, half not in the zone. My mind's just sort of wandering. We're slaying for XPs while just sort of existing. Also, I forgot to pop some potions. But you know what? Actually, this is a good opportunity. Because I think I'm near the end of this sequence. See, I get to see Blade. You one ugly mother, and that thing hisses and interrupts him, and then he stabs in the face. Then you just hear Rob Zombie going, Dracula, as the vampire's like, ah. My face! That's where I keep my biggest vampirisms. Ah, yes. Wait, is it here? No, it's down here, right? Excuse me, sorry.
I'll be here.
The soda's coming back with a vengeance. How much does it take to make the good stuff? Alright, so elixirs last 30 minutes, 5% XP bonus. And their crafting amount has stayed low. That's nice. I forget how many I have. I'll just make 90. For only 450 branched bundles of leaves and 90th a grand. Honestly, that's a small drop in the bucket to my 3 billion gold and 200,000 branch bundles. I will accept.
Ah, good batch there.
Alright, now incenses. I don't think... Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot. B, very powerful. Big money. Young money. Desert Escape, is that the one I was making? Or Storm of the Winds? It's probably Storm of the Winds. Ah, resistances. Which one's cheaper? That one I can make 3,000 of. 3,000. Song of the Mountain might be the new way to go. Increase armor. What the hell is this? Oh, it's 3 Days Grace again. The new singer needs to pick a genre. This is getting confusing. Last it was too poppy, now I don't even know what to call this. What is this? Angry techno? Angry auto-tune? Ancient Times! An old man named this one. This is the oldest incense combination we have. It's older than me. It makes you really strong, though. It was created in the ancient times, therefore we call it Ancient Times. Let's say we're making a Song of the Mountain, why not? This is definitely not the one I was using before, so we'll just make about 100. This one's gonna cost me a bit more though. As you can see, it takes quite a bit of skull fragments and bundles. 5,000 bundles and 3,000 skull fragments. Not terrible. 150,000. I forgot. I didn't even know I had almost 250,000 of the golden Sokukyu bones.
There's a fine brew.
Alright, so they haven't made the cost of elixirs and incenses expensive again. They did for a little while. For a little while, right after they made the Vassals of Hatred DLC, they changed their prices of the consumables, and they were like ridiculously expensive and needed a lot of ingredients. So I stopped using them for a little while, because I was like, wow, I could make like back before I could make like several thousand for the same price. Now like I had enough supplies to make like maybe 100. I was like, whoa, they really changed it, and thank God they changed it back, because otherwise it was like, I think only very few people that have been grinding crazily like me could have afforded to actually make the incenses and elixirs. Everyone else all of a sudden went from, alright, I can make a few to I can't make them ever. It's gonna take a lot of grinding. I don't think every gamer out there should be putting 2 months into a character and not be able to make incenses or elixirs. Like, that is just... No one should be like me when it comes to the numbers. Okay? But I was curious, I was hoping that now that they're upgrading, getting ready for the new DLC, Lord of Hatred, that they did not change the incense and elixirs combos. Look how giant these. I do like that they're bigger now. The elites are bigger, fatter, just soaking up more screen. Those big bone men and these big summoners, they're also tall and voluptuous. I wish the magical effects that happen to them auto-ratioed, so like the lightning and the explosion of the fireball that happens around them is also bigger. Like if it was like equivalent to like their size, that'd be pretty sweet. Oh, you're a magical chest. Why we pause? What are we doing here? Reactivating the device? What a... Oh, this one's different too. I've never seen this one before. It's got the soul bubble, but it's also summoning giant saw blades that I can easily avoid by staying on the outside. You know what make those saw blades better? If they hit my enemies too. Oh, corn. I like corn. I like them a lot. They've also changed over the years. I think their experiments were with, what was it called? I can't remember what it was called. the rough, more machine-sounding techno. What was it called? Like, it happened, and it was such a... Like, they still make it. Like, it wasn't a fad, but it definitely was a fad with how big it was. And now less people talk about it, and if you enjoy it, you just enjoy it. It's just a genre of music now. But now I'm still lost in the sauce when it comes to like gent and off-timed metal. But I forgot what it was called. What was it called? Can anyone remember? I don't remember. Also, how come I'm only can hold 4 potions? It hasn't affected me at all. I liked having 9 potions. I felt like that was good. That was a good number for the amount of violence you would run into. Oh, I should probably take my potions. That's the whole reason I went over there to make some more. Incoming horde! Prepare your loose buttresses. I wonder how that's going to affect the gameplay for most people. Only 4 potions instead of 9. Also, they gotta be using the gems for something else now, because now I'm getting flawless gems like every few minutes. So I said this last time, but I really do imagine that they're planning on making the gems a consumable resource, like a, what's it called? A form of currency in some way. Another hour and a half? No, I don't think we'll get there in another hour and a half. I was hoping by noon today we'd have our first level up in a long time. But it looks like that's not gonna happen. Unless we do a big, quick succession of dungeons. Let's see, that's just the training room. If I come over here, I can do these 4. And then I can come back to those 3, and then these down here. I'm not sure I can do all those in the amount of time that's allotted. And we'll come over here, though. Who? Never heard of these guys either. Bad Omens? Reminds me of Red. You know what I mean? You think being a Nephilim, the animals would get along with you more? I think it's very interesting that the bears and the wolves come out to murder you. Like the demon goatmen, yeah, they make sense. The demon goatmen. They're working for the guy who's working against me. It makes sense. But the wargs, I mean, I guess the wargs make sense. They'd be hungry. They're wargs. They'd always be hungry. The vampire bats, yeah, because they're like part of like the vampires team. They're like not natural bats, they're vampire bats that are like magical vampire bats that are somehow the underlings to like this will confuse me. Okay, so like vampires can become vampires by vampires biting other people and giving them the vampire disease. But what is the relationship to the vampire bats? Are they just good friends? Do they just work together because they hang out in the same areas? You're a vampire, I'm a vampire. Even though if a bat bites you, you don't become a vampire. It has to be a vampire that bites you. What's the relationship like? What's that dynamic? Then again, Diablo's a little bit confusing. I feel like it's all just it's you're not supposed to think about it. It's all just there to fluff up the variety, really. Because otherwise you could ask the same question of, like, I mean, it's less of a stretch in my opinion. I think it is. It's less of a stretch to have the wolves hanging out with the werewolves, because the wolves could just be the pets of the werewolves. You know what I mean? They're just wolves that are raised by werewolf people. But does a bat have like a big aviary, if you will? I don't know if you'd call it that. But I imagine like a giant bird cage, but for bats. And I gotta raise my bats. Do they make one? Do they train one so they can throw it at you directly? That'd be amazing. Can you imagine? A vampire who just has like a big bat on his shoulder, like a falconer, and he's like, "Go! Get him, Bloodwing!" And like flies towards you. Ah, God! And gets in your face as he stands there and laughs. Ha 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 ha! I trained Bloodwing since he was a little. What are bats? Are they marsupials? Like, they're just mammals, right? But they like hang on to their mother, like they cling to them, right? I don't know. Ever since he was a little pink thing in a pocket, I've been throwing them at people angrily. Well, it's very rude. Oh, my stick shift is stopping me from leaving this dungeon. That's nice. That's right. Crumble the smelly goat dust, Goatman. I'm on a mission. I'm getting to level 300. Although it looks like it's gonna take me, at this rate, it might be another month or two. I don't know. The leveling has definitely slowed down. Also, I probably should have remembered to take my ghost powders, or whatever they're called, my elixirs and my sands. That bonus XP turns out actually was helping me a bit. Oh, you know what it is? I'm also like a little distracted. I'm talking to myself. Well, also, because I could be doing this a little bit faster. I could be getting my grind, my proper shake. But honestly, this is helping me get through it. You can only watch through the Batman animated series so many times while playing Diablo 4 before you go, wow, I feel like I'm stuck in a hole going in circles. Then all of a sudden you start making your own music video in your head. And it's like this new genre of metal called Depresso. An expressway to depression. Ooh, an abandoned journal.
Mother Annika says.
Wait, how do you know it's abandoned? Wouldn't it be more accurate to say it's left behind or lost?
Overhead! Help!
Like a writer would have to write in their journal in a very specific way for you to say this is an abandoned journal. You know what I mean? Like, is it open to the last page and the writer who's keeping it? Screw this journal. I'm leaving it here. It's caused me nothing but trouble. Keeping notes on this mine has almost driven me crazy. I'm abandoning it right here. And they just drop it on the ground. This journal, let it be known to whoever finds this journal. It was not abandoned for no reason. It was not lost, okay? I threw it down on purpose out of anger and disappointment. I needed to abandon this journal. Like, I'm curious now, man. Who labeled it as such? What if that's the title? Wouldn't that be even crazier? You find... You're in the demon-filled mine. You find the skeletons. You find an adventurer's journal on the cover just on the cover just reads abandoned journal. I feel like you're setting things up on purpose if you name it that. I'm keeping this journal to keep accounts of these mines, because I know someday, by the end of this adventure, I'm gonna be very upset at these mines. And upset at this journal. I will most likely need to abandon this journal, or it will cause me nothing but trouble. Excuse me. We're gonna have to take a short break after this. Because now I do need the water. Alien Ant Farm's cover of Smooth Criminal just started, which is a really good cover. But I can feel it now in my gullet. The soda combined with the Pop-Tart breakfast is definitely giving me a case of the rumblies. Excuse me. Okay, real quick. You know what? It's just something we need to do. You have to adultify. You have to emulsify. You have to rejuicify. As a gamer, you must stay hydrated. Otherwise, they'll come for you and destroy you. Where's my... Probably back there. You know what? I probably don't even need to leave. Give me like half a second. I think I actually do have water. Just looked it over here. Give me a second. Hold on, I'm gonna disappear into the darkness of the room. I'll stay there. Yeah, here we go. I drank it all instantly. I need to go get some more, so I will be back. Give me a second. I've returned. I have water. I don't know if that was obvious. I'm not trying to keep it a secret, okay? Although water, when you're using this filter, sometimes comes up kind of weird. You gotta, like, put yourself in front of it. Otherwise it looks like a glitchy mess. Looks quite ethereal. Actually gonna start this one over. I really like this song. Excuse me. Get that big gas bubble out of there. I really like that though. I really like that. I'll bring it up to my friends one day. It'll become part of my material. The abandoned journal material. Who's labeling these things? Oh, where am I? Space? I'm underground. That's right. Who decides it was abandoned? Who's in charge here? Because it feels like I'm letting the journal make all the decisions, and it's just it's just like a reaccount of events that happened in this area, really? I'm just saying, it's a strong feeling. It's a strong feeling to abandon something and have it labeled abandoned. You know what I mean? The One Ring abandoned Golem. You know what I mean? It left. It said, screw this noise, I'm out. An abandoned journal suggests, strongly suggests, heavily implies that someone who had this journal was using it as a journal and said, you know what? No. I'm done journaling. Journaling has caused me nothing but stress and anguish. My entire living in a mine as a mine foreman career. This journal was by far the worst of the bunch. Not the people who are mining for me. Not my bosses who hired me to be a mining foreman. But this insatiable lust to keep track of the events that happen in this mine is driving me mad. One day I will abandon this journal. One day. It just makes it sound like the journal was doing its job and they just had to leave. I'm gonna move on from this topic, but it's always gonna be with me from now on. Bloodstained scrap of paper. See, you know, that's just the label. That's just a descriptor. It's a scrap of paper. It's got some bloodstains on it. You know what I mean? That's simple. That's direct. I understand everything. It's pretty well described. It's different from most scraps of paper. This one has information on it that may pertain to the situation I'm in this crypt. But
the leader can raise the dead. And
it is also bloodstained, which is in total correlation to the large amount of vampires in this crypt.
Do not let my death.
It makes sense. It makes sense. It's all coming together. They also brought some fat zombies along, so you know they're inclusive. This is an interesting army. It just seems to be a mad coalition of the undead. You got some zombies, you got some bone men, mostly vampires, a couple of bats. The bats aren't undead, they're just here. One of the vampires had a bat aviary. He likes to throw the bats into the faces of his enemies. They happen to be vampire bats, even though they're the size of fruit bats. Because in real life, vampire bats are actually quite small. They're itty-bitty. Like a vampire bat would fit in the palm of your hand, and these bats are the size of people heads. They're like fruit bats. So that'd be kind of interesting. That'd be funny. These are all fruit bats. They only eat fruit. But they're trained by vampires to go for the people's faces that they're thrown at. Nah, this is Mimchi. He likes mangoes. But I've trained them to go for the eyes of my enemies. Architects. Never heard of these guys either. It's a very similar sound to what everyone else was doing. They got this hard rock mixed singing of both hard rock singing and also just kind of a poppy sound singing. And it's fine. It's fine. It's not what I go for. There's very few people that do it, and I'm like, oh, this is really good. Thousand-foot clutch is one that I would say has a sound like this, comparatively to the random stuff we've been running into that I actually really like. Real quick, since we're here, might as well see about doing one of these little events. How long does it take me? A minute and a half. How much XP do I get though? Also, do they update the numbers of enemies that spawn now? Because before I was doing dungeons over and over again, I was just doing all these world events out here in the open. When I first discovered my hatred for the standard. Honestly, it seems about the same when it comes to enemy density. I wish there was more. I'm curious to why they decided to lower the amount of potions from 9 to 4. Sometimes I wonder if developers who have these live service games, if every now and then if they're just like, let's change something, but deep down we know we don't need to change it or even want to change it, or we'll change something that might be kind of bad so that later we can change it back and we create our own job security. You know what I mean? Because that one just seems silly to me. I feel like you can actually go through your potions quite fast when you're actually in a real battle that's challenging. And going from 9 to 4, as you can see, it hasn't really affected me, but my character is ridiculous. And also I'm trapped on expert level 1. can imagine on harder difficulties, that is just a ridiculously low number. And like, unless bosses are like, they poop out quite a number of health potions, but also health potions don't have object permanence. They slowly disappear over time. Unlike items like these, for some reason. Which I can't even remember how potions worked on Diablo 3. I know how they worked in Diablo 2. They are physical things. They took up space. You had a special belt that could hold them for you. You could also put scrolls in the belt, which is super useful for like hotkeying them in. And even Diablo 2 on the controller now feels like pretty natural, with the belts being like the what's it called? The D-pad. So you could have the entire belt just be potions if you wanted to. Oh no. I wonder how do they come to such decisions? Like, do they have mathematicians going, you know, you could actually keep it balanced, but also have the challenge rating go up a bit and be more fluid for the players if they just had less potions. Like, I just decided, what's a good number? What's the right number of potions where they're getting the potions they need when they need them, but also they can't just be popping them. They can't just be standing there tanking hits. They have to actually be playing the game. 4. You know what I mean? I want to know how they come to these decisions. We should do a documentary on why 4 is better than 9. Because honestly, I was disappointed the first time it stopped at 9. I didn't know what the max was going to be, but I didn't think it was going to stop at 9. What's happening here? Ghost archers, really? In my bone boy souffle? See, now these bone boys, now that's a good amount of bone boys. That's what I'm talking about right here. Sometimes I don't even play using the main screen. Sometimes I'm just using the radar, seeing where they spawn, then shooting in that direction. Where am I going? Oh, in the middle. This is a little different. Little figure 8 track going on. What we got going on? You have to kill things to unlock things. I don't feel like Muse.
Wouldn't have made it without you.
I've never been a big fan of Muse. I've always just, they're okay. I've never stopped and said, now it's time to listen to Muse, but a lot of the times they'll show up on playlists and I'll just let them play. And I'm like, yeah, this is okay. But I'm never like, now's the time for some Muse. Let me just put it this way. I've stopped and typed in 5-finger death punch, but I've never stopped and typed in Muse. To give you an idea of where we're at on the spectrum of crazy ideas, weird things that I will stop and be like, this is okay by me. But I'm a weird guy. You can ask anyone. I actually like Creed. I will stop. I don't own. Actually, I don't own. I will stop and listen to them though. Depends on the song. I should tell you the type of crazy you're dealing with right off the bat. Like, oh, I see, E.T. You're a raving lunatic. That's true. What can I say? Gotta roll with the punches. Gotta keep it 100. And we can go up here. Those guys aren't bad. But we might as well hit this burn right here, because we're running out of... We got like an hour left of time I want to spend on this. And I'm definitely not leveling up anytime soon. It's definitely... Not being able to do the key dungeons has definitely slowed me down a little bit more than I thought it would, but it's not bad. It's fine. If anything, I'm kind of more curious now to try it the old way. With the world events. Might do that tomorrow. If I wake up early enough, we'll do a... I'll show everyone the old way I used to do it before I had all the dungeons unlocked. Before I even found out about Nightmare Keys. Dungeons will most likely still be the way to do it, just because of the numbers and the speed in which you can do them. It depends on the world event though. It's really about just getting the most kills. Some world events actually do spawn pretty fast. Like the wolves spawn really fast. As you saw, we get a decent amount with the bone men. Nasty bit of work there. Is that your logic? That YouTube Premium's to replace people who buy a bunch of different apps? First of all, if you're buying a bunch of different apps, if your phone is just your ultimate assistant, which it can be, but you can do a lot of that stuff for free. Like, what are you talking about? That's your sales pitch? It can replace, you're only paying $12.99 instead of paying $12.99 for this one, that one, that one, that one, this one. And it's like, dude, there's free YouTube channels that have all the things you're talking about. What are you talking about? Are you trying to be like Apple? Well, pay $200 because it says Apple on it. Pay $200 more than the competitors because we say so. Then you become a stan. No, it's made with well magic. Beluga Wells whisper to the Apple devices. That's why they're better than Android. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? You sound high. Oh, I'm gonna go right. Something in my curiosity is tingling. Says this may be a dead end. Aha! It is. It's an event. Who's this? Oh, bring it on. Okay. I don't think I ever stopped to listen to this one. My powders ran out. I like getting in midair while they're leaping. No! How did me leaping like a freak not lead to success? Always surprised. Get in there. Get in there and talk to these boys. Oh, snake dudes. I don't like snake dudes, but I think they're funny because they remind me of that one joke. I forget who said it. The comedian who was like, yeah, started worshiping a snake god. Might be bullshit. Get off of me. I just have all these guys here. And there's not a giant demon that's like a snake particularly. There should be, shouldn't there? You have this serpent cultist, and you fight these snake demons, but there's no like boss one. There's no like Maleficatep, the snake demon, right? The Lord of Betrayal or something. You know what I mean? There's just the random snake worshipping guys that got this snake god in the middle of this heaven and hell battle. You have the demons, you have the Nephilims and the angels, and then you just have these random guys that show up. No, we don't believe any of that nonsense. There's snake gods out there. And we're like, what? What are you talking about, bro? Then they start summoning snake demons, and you're like, oh, they got big snakes. They got big snakes with arms. They got a loose conglomerate of snake people trying to stab me now. It's a curiosity, to say the least. Anyone out there worship a snake god? Let me know. Because... what are they about? Let's talk about it, you know? Isn't it one of the Egyptian gods? Isn't it Rohas? Ronus? How do you say it? Isn't he a snake god? Any Ronus enjoyers out there? And just be like, yeah, I used to be really into... I don't know who... Who do you start off with to where you upgrade to Ronus?
Stand. The excited heaven.
Yeah, I was a little
Announced
agnostic.
the light from my heart.
I would say I was mostly agnostic until I discovered the Ronus, and I was like, this guy gets it.
Into sin I commit my soul.
He's got a cobra head.
My blood.
He's all about
O
life
Lord of
and
hatred,
gold.
And guide me as
And I was like, yeah, this all makes sense to me. And he lays eggs, get out of town. Weird, soft, sticky eggs. So I worship Ronus now, right? You know what I mean? It's just, how do you walk in like that? How do you open up with that? Dudes, be honest. I want some opinions out there. You know what? Everyone, not just dudes. Everyone. Alright, so they're a perfect 10, but they worship a snake god. How does that make you feel? What are you thinking? How are we feeling about this? Instead of having kids, for some reason they always phrase that as putting down a clutch. Like, how does that make you feel? Alright, let's say you get past all that. Let's say, from my perspective, we'll go by my perspective. I find a perfect 10. She's a perfect 10, but she worships a snake god. I get past that. Instead of, she's open to the idea of kids, but she never says kids. She says, I'm open to the idea of laying a clutch down. And I'm like, okay, you know. Everyone phrases it their own way, you know? We're all just the universe having their own human experience, right? But then, let's say one day I go into her basement and I find a journal labeled Abandoned Journal. See what I'm saying? It's not about what's in the journal, it's the implication that it needed to be abandoned. I'm not sure I could let that slide. I'm gonna be like, well, you didn't really abandon it because it's still here in the basement now, isn't it? And I'm not an absolutist, you know what I mean? Except when it comes to my ideal government, which would be an AI monarchist, an AI monarchy, where we just take the human equation out completely, because they suck. That's, first of all, sometimes they're okay, but sometimes you find a good one and they worship a snake god. They have this weird thing where they abandon journals every now and then. I don't know if we should trust humans to do this job anymore. You know, it all starts to add up. You can only abandon so many books you yourself wrote before I start asking questions. I don't know about the snake god thing, though, to be honest with you. I'm just speculating here. I have no solid line of thinking or reasoning if I actually ran into a perfect 10, but they worshipped a snake god. I don't know where to start. You know, it's all about being in a team. How you make each other better. How you work together, how you make each other better. For your sake. There has to be love. There has to, I don't know, it has to work. There has to be a mutual level of respect, courtesy. And anything could work. But I'm in the woods when it comes to Snake God. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what I would do. I have some ideas. I'm saying some ideas. I'm making some declarative statements, but at the same time, honestly, deep down, I'm like, I think I'd be on the fence. I'd be like, it's a snake god now. Maybe it's a squirrel god later. I can't, like, how long you been worshiping the snake god? It's like, it's been for years, decades. You're really into it. You're the head of a snake god church. You have a chapel. There's a couple of pythons in there, but everything's pretty clean. Like, how deep? How dedicated? I'm just asking questions at this point, you know?
Wouldn't have made it without you.
I like these dudes. You free them from being mind controlled, they instantly just go fisticuffs against the demons. That's like, dude, you guys can run away now. No, I need to punch one of these bone men right in the face. One, their pale, bony faces. These dang vampires had me under mind control, and the entire time they were making me do dumb things. One of them forced me to make a statue of a snake god. The other one forced me to write a journal, then abandon it. It was very weird and inconvenient. I'm gonna punch one of them in the face before I leave. Do you already have a bloodstone? Is my Radon hair blocking it? Okay, I don't. This time I'm not coming back here. Better make sure to kill everything. And the rain will kill us all. Throw ourselves against the wall. Where's the other? Oh, it's down here. I really thought this was like a wall. I was like, where's the other crystal? I missed it? Oh yeah, pause right here in the middle of the song. That was a good time. No, there's no way I can still be listening. Right in the middle of the song. At the beginning of the song, as annoying as it still is, at least makes a little bit more sense than right now. No message, by the way. No, are you still listening? Are you still watching? Just pauses. Just, Hi, I'm YouTube. I divested too much, and now I'm asking you to pay me money. Pay for premium so I stop pausing your songs. And I would open up my Spotify again, but I forget why I stopped listening to Spotify. I'm sure something else happened on there that was equally annoying. I just don't remember what it was. It's been years now. And whatever it was, I was just like, why am I doing this? When I could... Wait, what is this unkillable but shielded ghost? Why does he even need the shield? I already can't damage him. He's gonna disappear in a little while anyway. What's the shield gonna even doing for him? Ooh. A snake spire. Oh, turn to spiders. And now it's worked. Alright, werewolves are good. A lot of fast kills go on here with the werewolves. You can really get a good kill count. Good number here. Here we go. Must be a happy birthday for everyone now. Look at that, we're on wave 14 now. Wave 15. Get on there. You can get over 100 kills in less than a minute and a half. You're doing the right job. Doing a good job. Wave 18. Wave 19. Wave 20. Come on now. Let's beat a record. Let's beat our record. If we can make it to wave 24 before the time runs out. Yes, we did it. My new record. Highest wave achieved. I love it. Who are you? Chevelle's a weird one. They're very good for listening to the ears. They're one of those ones where they just never had a bad album. Like, there's always a bunch of songs. I don't like every single song on the album, but I like the album, if that makes sense. And there's a lot of songs on the album that I like. And oddly enough, though, doesn't matter if it's a new album, like, it automatically takes me back to the Halo 2 and Halo 3 days. When Chevelle starts playing. Dang, they really slowed me down, didn't they? We're about to be on like 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I thought I would, you know, I forgot where we were when we left off yesterday, but I think we had just made it past, like, we were almost at the middle of RT, and now we're barely making it to the end of RT in about the same amount of time compared to yesterday. Like 45 more minutes, hopefully that gets me. I don't know how much closer I'm gonna be. Did not think that the lack of keys would slow me down this much, but you know what? Comes with the territory. Actually, you know what? Now, no, I said I was gonna do it tomorrow. Do the entire, because then we can do a solid comparisons. We'll keep on doing dungeons today, then tomorrow I'll go back to the old way of doing all the world events in like a row and see how much XP we get that way. Because either way, it's gonna take a while. So, you know what I mean? You have to think about this. In total, for Diablo 4, we've streamed maybe, what? 5 hours now? Compared to the... There we go. Compared to the 65 days I already put in by myself. There was a time when I was doing this and I was just quiet. Just in a quiet room, my headset on, Just absorbing time. Like a black hole. This changes it. Dramatically. As weird of a curiosity as it is. I feel like I am learning something from it. Mainly a higher pain tolerance.
Bless you.
What's it like to be in a hyperbolic time chamber? Have you watched E.T. play Diablo 4?
Wouldn't have made it
I
without
tell you what, it really picks up once he gets to the snake god stuff. That's when the real questions start to get asked.
You saved my life.
Some people say we live in a society. The snake people like to tell me we live in the great clutch, is what they call it. Ah, SOAD. SOAD to the layman. System of a Down to the purist.
Brought in 3 more.
Blood smeared ledger.
Gaining his.
Now a ledger implies I was keeping track of monies, right? Were people paying to get inside this cave? Was this like a... I want to say Mundus, but that's the name of the planet in Elder Scrolls, right? That's not... What's the name of the place? Sanctuary. Which I think is the name of the continent. I'm not sure it's a... Actually, it might be the name of the plane of existence. I was gonna ask, is this cave... Is the Dark Descent a nightclub in Sanctuary, or it used to be before it got filled with evil goatmen? Club. It's bumping, right? Maybe the Goldmen used to like run the joint, where they went all crazy with the Lilith nonsense. You go in there, grab your goblets of ale, dance to your Goatman music. Maybe someone's handing around a tray of magical sand. Maybe that's why they had to switch it to potion rule. Because 9 drinks is a lot of drinks. And if we know anything about the loose D&D rules that Diablo is based off of, these potions would be comparable to drugs that were made in the early 1900s. So they probably, these health potions probably have a large amount of cocaine and alcohol in them. So maybe it's a health thing. Maybe 9 potions is just a lot. It's just a lot to have in one sitting, you know? What's wrong with Dave over there? He's all jacked up on health potions, man. Oh man, he's not going to work tomorrow. Damn, we need him too. Who's gonna abandon all these journals we have labeled? I will. I will take them. Though I do not know the random mine shafts that need to have journals in them. Frodo, could you stop volunteering to do jobs we know you're not gonna do? but it's fun. We all get excited because we think someone's actually volunteering to do the job, but then we just see you also downing a large amount of health potions. Makes you think. I hate to trouble you all with these deep, big boy thoughts so early in the morning. That's what happens when you come to ET. I'm drenched in the inquisitive, soaked in the preposterous, dosed in the curiosities. Is it dosed or doused? I forget. Who the white devil is this? Asking Alexandria, I forgot they existed. I remember people made fun of them in high school. I don't think I ever stopped and actually listened to them. But now that I hear them, they're not too different from Skillet, so I wonder why they... See, these bloodletters, these what the ghosts are based off of. These guys die and they can't accept it. Like, they look exactly like the ghosts. Even when they're a ghost, they have those little hoods on. I just want to know which one of these guys, is it the fat ones that explode? Or are they the ones that get so mad they grow extra arms and become a floaty ghost? The butcher used to stress me out. Now he's like, even a burning hell butcher on this difficulty is like, I think the burning hell one's coincidentally easier than the regular one for some reason. He gave me a hell key though, that's nice. A nightmare dungeon key, I mean, sorry. Ooh, it's Forgotten Wisdom, oh my god. That's another thing, is the butcher only shows up in dungeons like these. He doesn't show up out there in the wild, which I find disappointing. And why just the butcher? Why not other guys? Supposedly some of the bosses they brought back from D2 are Duriel and Ondariel. So that's kind of cool, but I wonder why they're not randomly just wandering out there. Remember on Diablo 2, if you made it to Hell difficulty, random rainbow Diablos, Spiral Uppercut you in the taint would show up. Out there in the wilderness, not just in dungeons. I think I would like that. I would like that very much, to have the bosses just show up outside so you can actually kite them. Maybe that's why they don't, because they'd be way easier out there in the open. What is this? The fuck? Killer be killed. Never heard of these guys either. Did I just swear? I can't remember. I was such in a daze. My apologies if I did. Trying to be better. Trying to be more in control. Well, these guys are alright. Kind of reminds me of Mastodon. But not as good as Mastodon. But alright. It's not bad. We have time. We can do it. Not enough time to level up. But at least clean up. Get out of my way. Damn bone men, they ruined Bonelandia. Who's that? Who's that green guy? They have different treasure goblins now. And I like them, it's fine. I find them more useful than regular treasure goblins for the most part, except for the obols ones. Unless you're farming obols. Because the obols ones just feel like a regular treasure goblin, but more steps. You know what I mean? Because then you take the obols to go use them at the obol trader to give you random treasures. I'm just like, this is just a regular treasure goblin, but with extra steps. No liking. Alright. One of my favorite dungeons now that I think about it. I have like, it's like tied, at least for this game. Because you got the ones where you're in like a giant manor slash fortress up high. And it's like a snowy background. I wish I had more variants. I wish there was also like a rain background. Or maybe a non-weather one. I really like that one. But then there's also the one where it's like an Aztec style or Mayan style temple. And it's like the stone temple but overgrown with the vines and the leaves or whatnot. But they all come out still kind of like blocky like this. They're always like blocky like this, and I feel like that takes away. Like I said last time, there's like a lot of this just. It's RNG, but not really. It's like the same room sort of slapped together. Which honestly, if this was a boomer shooter, I think it would work better. If it was first person. But since it's like bird's eye, I don't know. It feels like the randomness becomes so stale that it's not random anymore. It's just sort of like all it does is just change the shape. The pattern is sort of still there. Hold on. We got the key, but it looks like there's a little corner over here we didn't clear out. Actually, no, we don't have the key. I thought we had the key. Excuse me, Captain Dudes. Thank you. It's the butcher again, and he's dead. Hey, some sigil keys. Now, if I keep on running into the butcher like this, this will help. We'll actually have keys. We can actually go back to grinding the other way at some point. And they're giving me some. He's giving me some decent forgotten wisdoms. Nice, nice. I do want to do a solid run of it though. Tomorrow we'll just be outside, we're out in the wilderness, doing the world events, as I call them. Blood-stained leather. Oh, suit-stained leather. See, that makes sense. Everything's burning. It's mostly made of wood. They wrote a letter to someone, but it got caught in the fire, but it didn't burn up.
We'll have something to welcome them.
This letter suffers from smoke inhalation.
In the main chamber. When they arrive, we'll see what the Imperials protects them in the darkest parts of the sanctuary.
Tell you what, the amount of gold that dropped has definitely increased. I remember when killing a lot of these guys, you'd get like maybe 2 to 3 grand at most in a pile. Now I'm seeing like a 10,000 be reached way more often and higher. So if you had big gold goals, let me know who else is in the Diablo 4 Billionaires Club. They just got their mad amount of gold over there. Okay. He's dead, Jim. Let's get out of here. I need to sell, and we did that fairly quickly. Looks like we have time for at least one more. And unfortunately, it does look like we only made it to right before the LT button, as you can see in that XP bar, that blue bar above my spells. That one's actually kind of far. I'll just do that one. You have a shop here? No. I'll go here. Actually, I need a blacksmith. Okay. Orbit Culture Official. Who the... Definitely never heard of these guys. Orbit Culture is official part of their name? Or is that just the name of their channel because someone else is called Orbit Culture? Reminds me of Monomarth. It's alright so far. What is going on? Is there another event happening that's treasure goblin based? Gilded. Oh, there we go. Way over 2 million in that drop. We're coming up at closer to 3.5 billion gold at this point. It's getting a little ridiculous. Blacksmith, do you want obols? I have obols. I have some obols saved away for a rainy day where I'm gonna need a crazy amount of obols. Maybe we can trade them in for something. You can make a weapon out of obols. Make a big purple metal weapon. Start slam jamming people in the face with it. All right. Leaving the fat goose in. I actually have no idea. I saw the word goose and I assumed. That'd be a better name than whatever it's named. Everyone can appreciate a fat goose. A regular sized goose, not so much. But a fat goose, that sounds like Christmas right there. Old stones! You must have some mighty big old stones to be messing with me. Yous guys are in trouble now. Orbit culture. It's supposed to be like space metal? Doesn't sound like it. Also, their music video, they're just in the jungle in the rain, which is kind of cool. Alright, I could be into this. They have a lot of flavors that I like. There's some parts of Monomarth, and there's other parts that remind me of, like, Demi Bourgier. God, there's a lot of porcupine demons in this place. I'm loving it. Give me your wily coyote beast, so I may slay them. Excuse me. Hunting for snake gods. Have you seen them? Oh, this is one of the dungeons I was talking about earlier. You got the overgrown jungle coming through the old stone facilities. What the what? Why was that guy so fat with animus points? Most of them have 3. Why did that guy have like 20 of them inside of him? Are they just arbitrarily changing the amount of animus points that drop out of these guys now? You know what the problem is? They only have to gather like 12 of them from like 4 guys to open up a door. We need to have it to where you have to gather like 20 of them out of one guy for no reason. You know what? I'm not against it because I myself have admitted to I love it to where when I can just make a big mess of the screen and make a big colorful disaster of it. So having a guy explode into drops that I need to pick up. It's annoying, but I'm not entirely mad at it. What's that? You want more animus juice spilled all over the screen? You want more purple gook you gotta pick up in order to open a door later on? We got you covered. Everyone has purple gook now. That'd be something. Like now, to require you to kill all the enemies. I mean, they already do that. Now that I think about it, there's already the ones where it's like, kill all the enemies in the dungeon. in order to progress. Avenged Sevenfold's a weird one. They're not bad, but they sound like... They sound like, you know those old cartoons they had of like goblins driving hot rods? They sound like that, but they came to life and formed a band. We got 6 minutes. I think we can do another. We did that one pretty fast. We're literally right there. We've only progressed in all this in almost 3 hours. A jar of souls. It'll take me only a minute and some change to do that. We'll go over here. No! Those are some fat werewolves. They're dead now, though. What makes the Northern Plains so great? Why are they so great? Under the Fat Goose Inn. I was actually right. I just didn't have the entire name. That's good. That's good. Excuse me. Someone's got to do it, though. Speaking of collecting for an animus. My God. He was a chunky guy. Saw how big that spider dude was? I know it's silly and simple, but there's something about, you know, the big elites? Just make them slightly bigger. They're full of hatred. The Lord of Hatred's coming back. The fat demons are now even hatier. They have more hate. Just more hate. You know the Sith from like Star Wars, just that level of hate. Just hater. If the haters' awards was real, these guys would be up there. Okay, they'd be nominees for the amount of hate they got going for them, man. I need some hate-filled demons, and I need them now. Fat with hate. Plump and juicy with the hates. And not just a simple amount of hate, either. Not just a bunch of fat demons. Give me a smorgasbord of difficulty levels. Give me some elites with shields, some gold name elites that don't really drop anything better, but they're still gold name. Chieftain's orders.
Jana. A family of wasps has crept their way into a cave in the Highlands. The wasps are harmless enough, but the locals have written to me in a panic. To think such tiny creatures could sow sheer chaos with their coming. You are strong in a language of spirit. You know the rhythms of their dances. Go to the Highlands. Guide this brood from the cave and shepherd them home with it. Chieftain Lori.
Hello? Of Mice and Men, literally just named after the book? Who are these gentlemen? They're okay.
We got separated. My friends were cut down.
I'm not sure about them yet.
I won't last on my own. Save the land!
Dubstep, that's what it's called. I just remembered when I was talking about corn earlier. They went that dubstep direction. And I forgot what it was called. Now it's just a genre. No one's like, oh man, what's up with dubstep? Why does it sound like a computer from the 1990s trying to sign into the internet?
Thank you, Wanderer. Without you, I'd be dead. Think I can manage from here?
But yeah, people change. They evolve as time goes on. You're supposed to, anyway. If you stay the exact same, you're doing something wrong. That's one giant dead spider. And it's noon. High noon. We barely made it. It's really right there. It's right there on the line of transitioning to my LT button, my blue blizzard. Or my shards. See that? That's how much XP we gained today. I forget where we started, but I thought it'd be way more than that. I thought 2.5 hours or almost 3 hours would be maybe halfway through the LT button, but yeah, that's a very good run. That's a solid run. If I can wake up earlier tomorrow, we'll do a bigger one. I don't think I ever want to do more than 4 hours, though. I could. I should at some point, but man, there's that drive me banana sandwich going back to this game. I'm glad I'm doing it this way has changed enough to where it's a lot more tolerable, definitely. A lot more tolerable. Because I did it for a long time, but I was in the zone. I was just jacked up on caffeine. Just listening to my music, just like, yeah, slay the demons. The game was still fairly new to me as well. Like a year ago. I was like, when I was doing it the most. Not to mention, I don't know, my sleep schedule was just better. It was just a better sleep schedule. So I'd wake up and I could get easily 6 hours done in the morning. Like I'd wake up like at 5 and like from 6 to noon I'd play this for like 6 hours. And then I'd have the rest of the day to record for an hour or two, then start editing immediately. Then by 5 or 6 o'clock, if my friends were online after work, they could get on and I could play games with them as well. But yeah, we're gonna leave this here for now. We'll leave this here. That was day 4 of broadcasting the grind just to do it. Just to help motivate me get this done. We'll make it to level 300. We've almost... It's been about 6 hours now, and we're closer now than ever to level 261. So just 40, almost 40 levels to go. And soon it'll only be 39 levels to go. But I'm gonna leave this here for now. Thank you all. Ewok Templar, Diablo 4. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that like button. Keep on posting. And see you in the next one. Y'all take it easy. I'll be back. Hopefully I'll be back tonight with something else. I don't know what. I might do both. I might do one, but we'll probably do more either River City Girls or what was it? Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. One of those two or both of them. I haven't decided yet. But I'm gonna leave you all for now. Y'all take it easy.